If you seriously think a budget gaming PC will only cost you $700 nowadays, you might be in for a surprise. And I learned that the hard way. So in this video, I'm breaking down the hidden cost of a gaming PC. Let's start with the entry illusion, because just the PC is not the full cost. If you're building custom, you might need a Windows license, and that can be up to $100 if you're buying it legally. Or below $20 if you definitely do not go to, I don't know, this website. Not even sponsored, that's just where I usually get mine. If you're buying a pre-built, you're usually going to end up paying more in shipping than one might expect. But either way, whether it's custom or pre-built, you're still paying taxes, so you also got to include that in your total price. And if you're building your PC, especially for the first time, you might need some tools that you don't already have, so there's another extra cost. It's not like tools are expensive, it's just another factor to keep in mind. Here's the part people ignore though: time. Researching parts, especially if you're doing it solo, takes time. Building a custom PC takes time. Troubleshooting said custom PC also takes time. And if you're anyone like me, then there's always an issue that comes up every build you do. So for some people, saving a few $100 is worth it for a better price to performance ratio. But for some, your time might actually be more valuable than the money you would have otherwise saved by building a PC. So pre-built might be worse value, so to say, but some people, that time would have been better spent making more than a few $100s saved that they would have otherwise saved by building the PC themselves. And then there's the difference in price between if you're buying used or new. Used parts can save you a lot of money, but they can also potentially cause you more time, risk, and troubleshooting. So the real question is, do you want to save money or do you want to save time? Because both in and of itself are costs. They're just in different forms. For example, used graphics card can be 20 to 40% cheaper than if buying new. And we haven't even talked about the most common budget killer yet in a budget gaming PC. Some of you might only need a gaming PC, and that's fine. That's perfect. That saves you money. But for some of you, your scenario might be similar to this. I just got myself a new gaming PC. I either built it or got it pre-built, and I'm so excited to finally start gaming. It just feels like I'm missing something. That's it. I need a gaming monitor if I'm going to be playing these games or doing whatever I'm going to be doing. Oh, and then can't forget my mechanical switch keyboard. And I'm probably going to want a solid mouse to go with it. Ooh, and I got to make sure I can hear everything, so let's get a good budget gaming headset. And now when I really think about it, my desk is pretty small, and I'm going to need more room with my PC, so I'll just buy a used one off Facebook Marketplace. But this is a budget setup, so I'll just get this plastic chair that I've had for 10 years and no one ever knows where it came from. What about speakers? What about a mouse pad? Cable management? Webcam? A microphone? Multiple monitors? As you can see, a budget gaming PC can really turn into a full-fledged setup pretty quickly. And this is where people start really stretching their budget without even realizing it. Because once you've spent $700 on a gaming PC, spending an extra $50 doesn't seem that bad. But that's how you wake up and realize that you're not at $700 anymore. You're at $1,000, $1,100, $1,200, sometimes even more. Now let's talk about the aesthetic trap, because this is where I personally went downhill on one of my first ever PC builds. RGB fans are 75 to 150% more expensive than their non-RGB counterparts. White and silver parts are 5 to 20% more expensive than just plain black. Cable extensions are infinitely more expensive because there are cables that come included with your power supply. Fancy coolers are 80 to 200% more expensive than their non-RGB or LED counterparts. The problem is, aesthetics don't happen one purchase at a time. They happen in a chain reaction. Because once your build looks almost clean, you just want to finish it. And finishing it is where the money disappears. You just keep thinking, oh, I gotta add that one last part, or that one last bit, or that corner looks too dark. Let me add another strip of RGB. And there's even more costs that sneak up on you, because the PC keeps costing you money after you've built it. Bet you forgot about electricity. If you game a few hours a day, let's just say over the span of a year, it's not gonna bankrupt you, but it's also not zero. Depending on where you live, annual electric costs for a gaming PC alone, not including monitors, not including any peripherals, not including the rest of your electric bill, that can add up to about 40 to 120 bucks over the span of a year just by being on it a few hours a day. Obviously depends on how expensive your electricity is. Possible, not common, but possible maintenance is also something to keep in mind. Fans can wear out. Thermal paste might need replacing every few years. Dust can build up if you're not worrying about that. And depending on the caliber that you want to be using your budget gaming PC for, you might need an internet upgrade. Because the last thing you want to be doing is using your budget gaming PC with the family of 6 shared Wi-Fi. Let me tell you from experience that I wouldn't wish that upon my worst enemy. So even after this build is done, you still might be paying a little bit going forward. Now here's a part of the process that a lot of people have mixed opinions on: upgrade cycles. Some people see gaming PCs as a one-time purchase, one and done it, forget about it. While others see them as longer lasting assets that they can upgrade over time. GPUs can get upgraded, storage expands, RAM can get upgraded, maybe you want to change your cooler, and these upgrades can be hundreds of dollars at a time. Keep in mind though that PCs lose value over time. Electronics depreciate fast. That budget gaming PC you bought for $700 that you think you'll be able to resell for the same amount in 5 years down the line, it might be worth $400 at that time. It is the same concept as buying a brand new or used car. Selling parts is usually easier, but it does still take that time and effort that you'd have to sacrifice. Really think about it, people. A gaming PC is not an asset. It is a liability. It's a fun liability, but it is a liability. Do not invest in a gaming PC thinking it's going to have the same returns as the housing market in the last 50 years. If you have to finance your pre-built gaming PC at a 20% interest rate, you can't afford it. That's not even a jab at anyone. It's just fact, because $700 at 20% does not stay $700. It can become $900 and then $1,000, and that's all depending on how long you carry it. And while you're paying interest on a PC, that money can't go anywhere. Can't go to savings, can't go to debt, can't go to investments. So you don't just pay more, you lose options. That concept right there is referred to as opportunity cost. The money you spent on a gaming PC theoretically could have gone to an investment account where you invest in index ETFs, making 10% back every single year on average. If I spend $10,000 on the world's best gaming PC, that is therefore an opportunity cost of $10,000 being invested into an asset, or some type of investment that caters toward your long-term goals. Here's the real point of the entire video. A budget gaming PC is not just a purchase. It's a financial commitment that you cannot take back. Optional accessories, electricity, maintenance, upgrades, depreciation. If you don't understand all that before you buy, you'll feel it after. Mind you, I'm not saying don't build one. I love gaming PCs. As you can see by my lovely portfolio that I take great pride in. But I'm saying build it smart. Don't just budget for the gaming PC that you see on an Amazon or Micro Center listing. Budget for more than that. Budget for additional costs that you might not see right now. Also, wouldn't be a bad idea to just have a buffer budget. So things that might come up while building, before building, or after building, you now don't feel like you are in a financial worse spot than before if you had set aside 50, $100 for just any hiccups. Third, avoid financing basically of any type, especially from any kind of third party. Do not put it on a credit card then if you can't immediately pay it off with a debit. Fourth, consider buying used parts because it will save you money. I mean, my first ever gaming PC was a used GTX 1080 and that thing was a beast. Fifth, plan your end goal before you spend. Are you keeping this PC for 5+ years? Do you plan to upgrade eventually? And also do not fall into the trap of just upgrading to upgrade, right? Actually have a reason for it. Are you going to resell parts later? If you plan it now, you won't get surprised later. And finally, if money is tight, just skip the aesthetics. You do not need all the RGB. I promise you, if you're anything like me, you might get tired of it after the first 3 months and then you could just turn it off. So if your $700 build ends up creeping up closer to like $900, $1,000, I wouldn't be surprised. You have to budget for this stuff. Go into Excel. Make a spreadsheet for yourself. Find out what each part is going to cost if you're building it, or what the total cost would be of everything if you're getting a pre-built. Do you need monitors? Do you need peripherals? Think about this stuff before you start buying things so you can actually plan it out correctly. The hidden cost isn't just money. It is the financial commitment you are now obligated to follow through with, right? So plan everything first, then money spend after, right? I'd much rather take more time planning everything rather than just spending whatever thinking I think, oh, that's the right price. I think that's the right price. Hopefully this is a good deal. And then next thing you know, your $700 build becomes a $1,200 build, just like that. So if you're good with that, build it, enjoy it. It's a fun process. I love building gaming PCs. If I had more money to my name, I would be building a gaming PC here every week on this channel. Either way, my only hope for you still watching this video is that you are now able to make a better financial decision when thinking about getting, or if you already have a budget gaming PC.